Hey everybody, welcome to Boots, your go-to football podcast about women's football, and we're going to deep dive in today and talk about the Women's Super League in England and talk through some of our favorite teams and where they're located in England and some of our favorite players. So,
Whoa!
lace up and let's begin.
Go Lacers!
Let's go.
I think first and foremost, just to let the audience know, we are wearing our Arsenal jerseys. Thanks to Katie for getting us these last episode. So today we are supporting Arsenal. Sorry, Fran, about that. But
yeah.
hopefully you still come back for an interview here in the future. Yeah. Oh, they're so cool though. My first WSL jersey.
Yeah.
Me too.
They look nice. I like the gold on them.
Yeah, they're super pretty.
Ooh, yeah. Also, I've never been gifted a soccer jersey before.
There you go.
This was like such a nice gift. Thank you so much, Katie.
Well, you're welcome.
And it's got our names on the back.
Yeah. And our favorite numbers.
Yeah.
I'm number 1 again. I love that for me.
Always number 1. You're number 1.
Yes. Thank you, Katie.
Welcomes. What are you guys drinking?
Just coffee for me and water. Coffee. I just got back from a run, so I need to do that before I do any kind of alcohol consumption.
Oh, there's going to be alcohol today?
I don't know. I might have a beer while I'm just training my models. Yeah, I'm feeling frisky.
Nice. Oh my god, I'll drink a beer with you, Kylie.
Boom. But what are you drinking?
I'm drinking coffee. I'm a creamer girl. I'm not a black coffee girl. I've tried, but it's not for me. And I bought sugar-free creamer on accident. And by the way, it's garbage. It tastes like garbage. I basically learned I need the sugar kind, and I don't even know if sugar-free is actually healthier. You know, it's like one of those things. It's like, I don't know if it is or not. Yeah, like, is it? I don't know. But anyway, it's like what? Like a tablespoon or something, or I don't even know. But I really regret having bought the sugar-free kind, and I don't even think I'm going to be able to finish it, like, at all. I'm going to have to go buy the sugar one, because this is just, it's not it. Katie, do you have a beverage?
Yeah, I'm on some water from the tap. I'm rehydrating after my weekend.
Tell us, please, more about this weekend. Yeah,
and that's on health. That's healthy.
I am being healthy.
This is the second time in a row. Last time it was water as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but that wasn't for the same reasons, I don't think.
You said you had wine the night before.
Okay, yeah, maybe. Yesterday was a big day. So yeah, we had my friend's stag do, which you call bachelor party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wait, what do you call it? Stag?
Stag. S-T-A-G.
That's it? It's just called stag?
Yeah, stag do. And then the ladies are called the hen do.
Hen do. Oh, yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So we went to Edinburgh for the weekend, so it was fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Any deets? Any fun things? What were your favorite drinks? Favorite activities?
So what did we do? Well, Friday we just had a pajama party. So we rented an apartment on like the water. We had a pajama party and lots of games, drinks. So these are like my friends, like my Kylie Trista friends, the ones I went to school with. So I've known them, some of them since I'm like 5 and 7. Most of the others like 12. So there was 6 of us. Yeah.
So cool.
One of her friends was supposed to come, Anna, but she is due a baby in 2 weeks, and she pulled out on Thursday night. And we were like, yeah, I think you should.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, what did we do? Saturday, we went for afternoon tea.
Lovely.
Yeah, where you get like sandwiches, cakes, and we had cocktails instead of tea and coffee, but you can have tea and coffee too.
That's
So
so
we
cool.
had espresso martinis. So that was like 12:30. And then we went home, got changed, and then we went to Flight Club. You have
Oh,
those in the
cool.
US, with the
You guys have
darts?
those over there? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we went there.
That's so cool.
Oh my God, I
So,
had no idea that
yeah,
existed anywhere else.
yeah. So we went there. That was a lot of fun. Lots of games. I did not win. That's okay. Some
Yeah.
of my friends who thought they were going to be like terrible at it were amazing.
Really? They just were just fine.
Yes. Yep. They were just great. And then we went for dinner to some Chinese restaurant called Tattoo. It was very, very good. It had like cherry blossoms in the ceiling and stuff. It was really cool. Like, the cherry blossom trees, like
Yes.
fake ones, right? Like, and then we went to this cool bar. So we were supposed to go to a drag show, but they cancelled on us because they're renovating. So I had to like last minute find something else to do. So we went to this bar, which has a ball pit in it.
Sick. Nice job. Nice audible, Katie.
And then we went down. You had to go down a slide to go back to the other like floor.
That's
Yeah, it was
amazing.
wild.
I
It was.
I love that.
Yes. So if you come, you have to go. It costs like £11. So like maybe what's that, $15 or something?
Yeah.
And you get 2 hours in the ball pit. We laughed so much, like my
I
belly
love
hurt.
that. I love
And
that.
it was like you were sinking down. And there was a confession board and people were writing all sorts of confessions, like ridiculous stuff. Like you need to read it.
I
Like,
love this.
and my friend Claire wrote something. So when we were in fifth year, which is like, how old would I have been?
11.
15,
Oh,
16, 16.
not the same.
Fifth year, not the same. Like
Yeah.
second last year of high school. And
Okay.
then I got caught writing on a notice board about my friend. I don't know if I really should say this, but you can bleep out. I wrote, Claire blows goats and gives free head. And I got caught by the teacher. So Claire was like, you sucker. Because Claire saw the teacher coming, so she just let me continue to write it. And so obviously I got dealt with at school, right? So there was these confessions. So Claire wrote on the confession the same thing, and she has her picture by the wall. And she's like delighted with it. So this is how ridiculous it got, and that was about, I think, 10 p.m. And then after that, we went to a gay bar and just danced the night away. And we got home about 2 a.m. So yeah, it was like 12 till 2 a.m.
Wow.
That
Quite the
sounds
marathon.
amazing.
That sounds so fun.
So that was like a super fast stag do in Scotland.
awesome. Awesome. Did Billy feel celebrated, enjoy the time and everything?
He did. He did. He had a lovely time.
Good. Good news. That sounds awesome. It sounds
Yeah.
just great. Yeah.
Yes. And most
Oh
of
my
my friends
gosh.
have kids, I think, apart from 3 of us. Yes. So 3 of them have kids, 3 don't. So they were on it for the weekend because they didn't have their kids around. So they did a very good job. They were dancing on podiums and everything. We could not get them home.
That's awesome. They became the kids. Yeah.
Yes.
I love
Yeah.
that.
What did you guys get up to?
Go ahead, Trista. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I I really didn't do anything. That's the thing. On Friday I played soccer, and as previously mentioned, there was a lot of chaotic male energy. Every week I always play with like mostly all men. I don't actually I always play with all men. And this evening was just really weird. It was like everybody had like a lot of egos and like I don't know, and I like got upset with people more quickly, and I don't know why. It's like people weren't playing fairly, and we all pay the same amount of money to play in a pickup game, so it's just like we're not like in the in a competitive league or something. So just that concept really, really irked me. But other than that, I scored a goal, yay! And then I had fun, so that was good. And then yesterday, I didn't do a lot, honestly. I got really into the show The Last of Us. Have you guys seen it?
No.
Okay. I highly
Describe it for me again.
About zombies with Pedro Pascal or something like that.
Not
yeah,
seen
it's
it.
about
I have not seen
okay.
that.
It's one of those like the world ends and like there's zombies, like it's
Okay.
I mean it's been done before, but I do really like it actually. I think it's really good. And the storyline is like a little bit more unique. And so I really got really into that. And then a friend of mine invited me to go to her brewery that she works at. And so I was like, I mean, I could finish The Last of Us for the evening or it could get out of my house. So I went, but I didn't show up till 2 hours later, and there was really bad communications. My friend had already left, and she wasn't actually working like I thought she was. Otherwise, she would have stayed till 10. So then I was there with just a lot of men who were regulars. And I was like, this is fine. I'll drink a beer and like it's cool. And so I did that. And I brought my dog, and he loves to go on excursions and things. And everything was fine until the very, like, literally the bar was like closing. It's 10, it's a brewery, so it closes at 10. It was closing up. And then I got into like this weird heated argument with a man I don't even know about women's soccer. So
Oh my
I
god.
don't
Wow.
know. It's now the time to talk about it. Should we talk about it?
Yeah, how did that
Yes.
go? Please tell us more.
So I'll set the scene. Everything was fine. And then the man had asked me something like, because today everybody was going to watch the Liverpool game at some English pub or something like that. And they like casually invited me to go, just I think because I was there, whatever. And I was like, oh no, I'm actually going to be watching women's soccer games tomorrow morning. And they were like, women's soccer games? Why would you watch women's soccer over men's soccer? That's insane. And I was like the appropriate response would have been, oh, cool. That's fun for you. Love that. And as well, also, like, keep in mind, I don't like really know these people. You know what I mean? Like, they don't really know me, like, not on that level to the point where, like, yeah, let's get into an argument or, like, And so then I was just like, what's with the tone, my guy? I just didn't like it. And he was just like, well, like, And it was like total, like,
Oh,
gaslighting. He's like,
I hate
you,
that.
like, men's soccer is just like the quality of soccer is just better. Like, that. Like, you have to
oh my
say, like,
gosh.
he was like, you have to, like, admit that. Like,
Admit
and
that.
I was
Yeah.
like,
That's disgusting.
I know. I was like, no, I disagree, actually. And then I like asked him, I was like, do you know, or did you watch women's soccer like ever? Like, do you even know what you're talking about in order to say that that's a true statement? And like
Mhm.
he deflected, of course, because no, he does
He doesn't
not.
watch it. Yeah.
And it was just really frustrating for me because um, then I was basically calling him sexist, like as the conversation continued, and he was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! I didn't say that. Like, that's not what I said." And I was like, "No, like, that's what you're like saying, though." And and then he was like, I don't know I don't even know how this turned into a thing, but your minds are gonna be blown by this. It turned into like a competition between him and I. I was like, okay, let's go play soccer then. Because I mean,
I love it. Have you roped Kylie into a game?
basically.
They like
So-
call me up.
Get your ass over here.
We got street soccer right now up at Frosttown.
Up at the brewery.
We gotta teach this guy a lesson.
Bring
Okay,
Christina.
Yeah.
Get all the girlies. Get all the
Get all the
girlies.
girls.
Let's call it Maria. Let's get her here.
Yeah.
Jane, where you at? Where you at? We got a game.
Just
Get on
call up Jane
TikTok.
Campbell.
Maria Sanchez. Oh my god. that's the thing though, is like I was I know that I'm not like phenomenal. I know the level of player that I am. I'm a, nearing 30, like casually play sometimes soccer player, and like that's my standard of soccer. But I also know the kind of player I am, fueled with rage. Like I really think I could have. And so then, okay, but this is the part that's infuriating. He goes, I haven't even played in 10 years and I could beat you.
That would
Kylie,
drive me
I think
insane.
you guys have got to get a
Oh,
game and like
yeah.
beat them. I'd love it.
I was like, bro, I play every week with all men. Like, what makes you think you could beat me at soccer?
When you
And
haven't
so,
played for 10
anyway,
years as
when
well.
you haven't played for 10 years and you're just like this, like, anyway, if that's not sexist, I don't know what is. And so that's where you get to the point where you're like, okay, this obviously like is a pointless conversation. I'm talking to a brick wall of a man, and like nothing's getting through. Like he's just arguing to argue with me at this point. But like we were both heated. Like he was also heated. And like he kept trying to like get me to agree, and like kept trying to trap me into like being like, well, name like a women's soccer player who's like as iconic as like a men's soccer player. I was like, okay, that's not hard.
No.
No, it's really
Sure.
not hard.
Like,
Like,
Just like go back and forth on how many soccer players you guys can name. Oh my gosh.
I
Just,
this
know. I
is
was
like
like,
deep. I didn't, like, this is deep.
this
I
is way
know.
further
I
than I would have
told
kept
you.
talking to this man. Yeah.
I know, you guys. It was too much. It was too much. So then I obviously I this went on too long. But also it was really awkward because we were the only people left in the bar. Also, like everybody else left.
Oh
Like
no.
the other people there were like, yeah, we're done now. We got to go. And I was
Yeah.
like still in this conversation. And then at this point I was like, yeah, it's time to go. Like, thank you for making me really mad and just being like,
Yeah.
well, goodbye. And then I like left.
What
Um,
a dampener on your night. Like,
yeah, I was like, I could have just watched The Last of Us, but
watch your program.
also, I was thinking, and it really got me thinking about this, like how common this is, like of this assumption, or like men thinking, like it's okay to just be like outlandishly and like so brazen when it comes to saying sexist comments to women, nonetheless. And I'm just like, without even like acknowledging how, I mean, inherently hurtful that actually is. And so that's another reason why I wanted to talk about it on the podcast, because I know this isn't like a unique experience that I had. This isn't just something that I experienced and it was like, oh, that's so weird. That's just a one off with this one guy. Like, this is an outlier. It's not. Like, this is so common. And that's the part that I think that's so frustrating. And especially as a women's soccer podcast where we're like, you know, um, trying to bring light to how amazing the sport is with amazing female athletes who are just like absolutely phenomenal. And it's something that we're all passionate about. It's infuriating when somebody is then just like inherently telling you that like your gender isn't on an equal playing field. And so I know that I'm not the first to experience this. And that's also why I think it's important to talk about, even though I shouldn't have engaged that long.
I'm kind of glad you did though. It
Yeah,
like
you held your
I think
own.
yeah, and it sounds like you were backing up what you were like feeling and saying well, like ah, that's just so frustrating that this guy would say all of
Yeah,
those
it is
things and
frustrating.
thinks all those things and not even think like twice about essentially just belittling women athletes or just women in general. Like it's just sickening to my
Yeah.
stomach, honestly.
And
Exactly. And I
like,
think
they'd never even watched it. Like, do you know? So it's like,
that's
how do you even know? You're just basing this on purely that they're women and it's not been as popular for so long, right?
Yeah, and I think that's also what was so frustrating about it is like you just don't really even know what you're talking about, but also I think it just goes to a broader problem that like women's soccer has faced for so long, like in terms of getting equal pay, in terms of getting broadcasting, like so that we can even watch women's soccer at the same with the same ease that we could watch men's sports, or even getting the same, exposure or sponsorships or any of that. It's just adheres to a bigger problem that women's soccer has always, and female sports in general have always had to face. And so it's weird when you always surround yourself with people who think like you and support you.
Yeah.
And, they're like, like for instance, we all talk all together, or like all of my friends are like, wow, you have a women's soccer podcast. That's so cool. I'm going to tune in. I'm going to listen. And that's men, that's women, that's everyone, who supports me and supports women. And then you come across somebody who thinks differently, and you're just like, wow, people actually think this way. And actually, that's a lot of people. And it's sort of a reality check of the problems that, we we as women face, and also as a collective, professional female athletes face on the daily.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So that was your
Crazy,
Saturday
crazy.
night.
Yeah, just standing up to the patriarchy,
Just a casual
Fight for your
Saturday.
right. Fight for your right. Get her on the picket line. I love it,
just
Trista.
having a big internal monologue with myself over sexism in the world and sports. So yeah, that was my Saturday night. I love that for me. And then I woke up to talk about women's soccer and watch women's soccer. So that's the best.
How do you feel now, though? Like, it's been, 24 hours? So, like, how do you feel about all of it now?
Part of me just thinks that, whenever you engage with something like this, it's something like, oh, was that really worth my time and effort to have
Yeah.
gotten so worked up about? Like, and I'm generally the person to just walk away. But at the same time, like, if you don't say something, people really do think it's okay to make comments like that. And, as I picture it, I don't think that I changed anyone's opinion that evening, but I may have had somebody think twice about, like their comments and things
Yeah.
like that. And it's also just one of those things where, like, as I get older and as I feel a little bit more solid in who I am, it's difficult to let little things like that go when it's part of what you value so strongly. And you're just like, I really care about this. Like, this is something that I value, that I talk about, that is a part of who I am. And it's really difficult to then just be like, I'm just not going to say anything. This doesn't matter. And that's, yeah, like changing as I get older too. And I'm just less scared about confrontation and saying my opinion and standing up for things that I care about. So I think now that 24 hours has passed, it's shone light on the fact that this is such a bigger problem. And like I said, I was thinking about how many women have experienced similar things every single day, every single second, and how it's kind of like still something that like women's sports have to deal with all the time, and it's wild to me. And so I don't know, I think I'm still thinking about it. Like, I'm less heated now
Yeah.
about the one interaction I had, but it's making me think about the broader picture.
I would say, like, struck a nerve with you, right? So I'm actually proud of you for standing up for women's soccer. So I think how you described it and kind of what you were saying back, and there's just a point that he has never even watched it, right? So he's just making a total flippant comment based on, oh, like, the Premier League is the best in the world. Yes, it is, but we don't need to compare it with the women's, right? Like, it's not the same. And so you
No.
should watch it.
And
You
there's
like
also
football, you're gonna like it. You will like it.
It just it.
It's
Yeah, you
that's what
will.
I'm
sport.
saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's soccer. Like, it is football.
It's the
If you
same
like
thing.
football,
It's the
you're gonna,
same game.
yeah.
It's the same game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, also, another lesson that this taught me is basically I just need to walk around with a soccer ball everywhere in case I like come across somebody who wants to challenge me and play or something. I'm just
Keep it in your trunk,
oh my god, that's
right?
what I'm
And
gonna
you'd be
do.
like, you and me
I
out the
got my
back.
ball.
Outside.
Let's go.
Yeah. You could do
That's
like a
what this
keepy
also
up
taught me.
challenge. Practice your keepy ups. You could do keepy up challenges,
Yeah,
right?
this is the you know what the rage that I felt over over this is going to keep me practicing like in my free time. So that's
Oh yeah, that makes
it's like
sense.
Trista, what are you training for? Like the patriarchy to take them down.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's I don't know. It's just another thing. Anyway, Kylie, you want to talk about your weekend?
Yeah, I definitely didn't have any confrontations. It definitely just wasn't that eventful. I went out on Friday night, went to my favorite bar, Bad News Bar. Was out till about maybe 1 a.m. Then came back. Yeah, I just had a blast. I always have a blast when I go to Bad News Bar. And
What were you
then
drinking?
like everything on their menu. I think I had 4 or 5 drinks there. Yeah.
Oh,
Started out with
strong.
so good though. Cops versus Cowboys. It's this like nice mezcal drink that they have. I had their special, which had a spiced rum with like caraway syrup and something else and like pineapple juice. It tasted so delicious. Almost also like a meal and a drink all at the same time. Because it was like spiced like food, like lasagna, I guess. And then but like it was a good drink all at the same time. It was very good.
What's that?
Mm.
Interesting.
Um, I'm excited. So this bar, they change their menu every season. So we're still in the winter menu, but I can't wait for the spring menu to come out because I've been having this winter menu for far too long. Well, all winter. I just I just need
New
a different.
drinks.
Yeah, yeah. I'm ready for it. But it was very good. And
Shout out
then
Christine.
shout out Christine. Yeah, she's the bartender there. That is awesome. But she wasn't there that night. Adrian was there, and I think Zach was there. They were crushing it as well. Yeah, shout out to Christine. Hopefully, she listens one day. She's my favorite bartender there, and a
And
friend, I would say.
also, it's so cool because they make up their own drinks and then they have their initials next to the drink that they
Ooh.
made. So it's really cute. Katie, you've been there.
Yes, I have. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I was like,
Kylie took me there. Yeah.
yeah,
You dropped us off there, Trista.
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
That's
you
all I
dropped
know.
us there.
That's how I know you were there.
Oh, just like a nice casual way to ask if someone's been there.
I know you've been there.
Imagine if I said, no, I've not.
Well, that's
Yeah.
about how I felt when I got home that night, though. Yeah, I don't know where I'd been. That night was
What
rough.
I've been doing.
Yeah, that was not a good next day.
No.
That is not a story I can tell in here. How I felt. It's like my shameful behavior that next day. I was like, oh Lord.
I felt it in the pit of my stomach. I think I felt it for like 2 weeks on that one. Yeah.
So
That
funny.
night, I had gotten home. I sat on the couch after like getting a glass of water, trying to figure out if I should like sleep in the bathroom or sleep in my bed. And I had just fallen asleep sideways on the couch in my dilemma. And then Christina like wakes me up at like 3 a.m, like, what are you doing here? I go back to bed. I was like, oh, I didn't know I was here. Like, in my
The decision making really made you sleepy. I can't
Can't
make a
decide.
choice.
Douche.
sideways.
When-
Yeah.
So this was on this weekend?
No, this was when I went to
Oh.
that news bar with you.
Okay.
This weekend I was definitely more well behaved.
Oh, you did not tell me about this story.
No, I saved it for the pod, obviously.
Yeah. Waited months later.
Yeah. And that's it. I've spent my time kind of watching soccer and doing homework because school's back up now. So yeah, just writing a lot of code and watching some women score goals. Yeah,
Excellent.
so loving it. That's a good life. Yeah.
I know I think we said this at the very start when we were recording, but we're all wearing our Arsenal jerseys today,
Uh,
and Arsenal sadly lost today. So against West Ham, who also we're rooting for
yes, all at the
because
same time.
yeah, all at the same time because they're kind of
Yeah.
in a precarious position right now, and we want them to succeed, but we don't. I don't know. It's one of those. It's we're in a Christina's moment. Like we're rooting for everyone, but like
Yeah, just rooting for all the teams to do well, right? And you can't really have
yeah.
it that way for every single game. Yeah.
There's always
Okay.
got to be someone suffering, right?
Yeah,
The
unfortunately.
Arsenal or I'm sorry, the Arsenal pink and blue kit or that kit is so cute.
It's one of my
I'm
favorites.
loving it.
I tried to get us that kit. It's made by Stella McCartney and it was sold out like super
Completely.
quick.
Hmm.
Yeah. So it's like it's a fashion kit, you know? Like for us
Hmm.
fashionistas.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what we are. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
It kind of matches our like our boots logo.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, right?
Yeah.
Oh my
Maybe
gosh.
next time what next round of jerseys we can look at that kit, but there's also so many other kits that are truly beautiful that we should talk about. But that one I really love. Let's talk soccer.
Oh gosh. Well, I guess so. We watched Arsenal play this morning. We watched them lose to West Ham. Um,
Yeah.
Kind of brings us to today's episode, talking about the Women's Super League that happens in England. Is that what I
Yes.
should say? Right, England.
England,
It's
yep.
made up of how many teams?
12 teams.
12 teams. Talk us a little bit about it, Katie.
Uh, I'm the one that's been on a bender all weekend.
Oh yeah,
There's
you're
12
right.
teams, 4 from London.
That's crazy to me. Like the concentration of teams that are from London, not just in the Super League, but in the league below that. Like
Oh,
there's
even that.
even
Yeah,
more.
there's loads. Yeah.
That's
But then
so cool to me.
here's a fact. This might blow your mind. I don't know if you've looked this up. How many people do you think live in London?
I don't really know
Yes.
how to like do this. Okay, 7 million.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Hold on. Maybe I'll give you a starting point.
Thank you.
That's
That was hard. I don't want to say
London
something
is.
ridiculous.
Uh, in New York, it's 8.3 million that live in New
Okay.
York.
3.2 million live in London.
Trista?
5.
You were closer originally, Kylie. It's 8.9 million live
Oh
in
my
London.
gosh, London's huge.
But it's small in
Wow.
comparison in terms of like, what's the
Space.
word? Yeah, space.
Wow.
Land
Area.
area. There we go. Smooth. So, yeah, so there's loads of clubs, just absolutely tons.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
amazing.
So we've got 4 from London. That would be Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, and Tottenham. Is that right?
Arsenal,
No.
Tottenham, Chelsea, West Ham.
Okay, West Ham's also in London.
Yeah, West Ham's like east end of London. Arsenal and Tottenham are like North London. That's why they're big rivals. And then Chelsea's like the west side of London.
Yeah, think like Christy Mewis over here, and then like Sam Kerr
Yeah.
over here, both
Yeah,
in London.
Yeah.
both in
Yeah.
London.
Okay. So West Ham's London. So Manchester obviously is a town.
Yeah, it's another city. So it's in the north, right? North England. So there's 2,
Mm-hmm.
Manchester United and Manchester City. And then 2 teams from Liverpool. So Liverpool's like, again, I would say like, they must call it the north. probably the north going into the south. It's only about an hour away from Manchester, I think. So they have big rivalries, Manchester and Liverpool. So two teams from Liverpool, Everton and Liverpool.
Okay.
And then I guess the rest is made up of a Birmingham team, which is Aston Villa.
Birmingham. And how far away is Birmingham from London and from you?
We did not prepare Katie to talk about geography today.
7.5 hours from me in Scotland.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
And then from London, it's not that far. It's like, do it. 2 hours, 30 minutes.
Mm.
Okay. And Leicester City, that's just a city in England.
Yeah, Leicester.
Okay. Oh, you don't pronounce that C? Silent C?
No. Yeah, I know. There's lots of weird things like that over here. What did you say? Leicester.
Leicester?
I love it.
That sounds good. You should start telling them.
It's just Leicester. I know. How would you know? And then Leicester is just another city. It's a much smaller city, not far from Birmingham. And then the last, what is it, Bristol City.
Mm-hmm.
So Bristol is actually a city. So they just call themselves Bristol City. And then, yeah, that's it. Oh, Brighton. Brighton's like on the east coast of, like if you're in London, just go east to the coast. And it's a beautiful place, actually, a seaside kind of
why
town.
they have like a seagull as their logo. They
Yes.
have that bird. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
There you go. See? And then they have like an amazing pride, like one of the most famous prides festivals.
Right over there.
Cool.
Yes.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's the teams, all 12.
So there's 12 teams every year. And these teams can stay the same or change for the next year. So if you don't do well, you can get dropped down to a lower league, and then the teams in the lower league that do well in the previous season can get bumped up into this league. So this is the highest league in England, Women's Super League.
So if you come bottom at the end of the season, you get relegated to the championship. And then whoever wins the championship for the season gets promoted to the Women's Super League. Yeah.
Is it only a 1-for-1 swap? Or?
Yeah, I think so. It's just a 1-for-1 swap. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
That is so interesting. How cool would that be if we had that in the NWSL? We had different leagues.
That would be so cool. We just need more teams, right?
Yeah. And the other cool, actually, when I was doing my little fact checking, I didn't know this, but 11 of the 12 teams are affiliates of their men's, as we're talking about men's, Premier League clubs.
Which one isn't?
I'm going to say, it says Reading, but that must be from last year because Reading got relegated last year because it's Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So I don't know if Bristol City are affiliated. They're the ones that came back up.
Okay.
That is
That's
so
cool.
interesting. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's really interesting. I wonder if, like the NWSL, if we had something like that, if it would be more competitive.
Because you have, I think one pod you guys were talking about, is it one team affiliated with a men's team or not at all?
There's some, not all of them are though. So Houston Dynamo and Houston Dash, they're like together, but like that's not the same throughout all of the teams.
Yeah. I think like, maybe it's more uncommon.
Yes. I
than
think
common.
So. Yeah. Also, I don't know many of the men's teams, so I could be saying like this is bad of me. I should definitely watch the men's soccer league as well. But like there's teams in Austin that don't have a women's team. For men's, there's teams elsewhere throughout the country that just like Denver, they have a men's team, but they don't have a women's team.
In Miami.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Kansas City has a men's team, but they have a women's team, or North Carolina, same.
That's true. Yeah.
But also, LA has the Galaxy and Angel City, and I don't think those are affiliated at all.
I don't think so either. I don't think they're that
No,
together.
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
No, they do something. Do they not borrow this stadium? No. Do they? The bank. Where do the Galaxy play? I'm going to Google just to quickly.
The Sophie Stadium? Is that where they play?
I'm honestly unsure. I don't know.
Like
I,
San Diego Waves play at like the San Diego State University Stadium. So interesting.
yeah, so they don't share that stadium. They don't share a stadium.
No, they don't. LA Galaxy do not share one with, because it's called the bank, and LA Galaxy is called Dignity Health. So no, they don't. It's
Interesting.
kind of wild.
It's weird.
Yeah,
I
that's
do
really
like Shell
interesting.
Energy Stadium though, the one here in Houston. It's a nice soccer stadium, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah.
The seats are nice. They're mesh because it gets so hot here in the summer.
Yes.
Love her.
Yeah, I like that stadium too.
So we've got the Women's Super League, and how many different cups happen for them throughout the year? So we've got
2
like
cups.
2 different cups. Okay.
Yeah, so you have your regular season, which are your league games. Then they have 2 cups. One's called the League Cup, and then the other one's called the FA Cup.
Mm-hmm.
So the League Cup starts first and is usually, I think the final is usually like February, March. The FA Cup probably just started in January, actually. That was the first game after the Christmas break. They played FA Cup. So they're just 2
Mm-hmm.
different trophies, I think. With the League Cup, it is split. It's more of the higher teams that play. The FA Cup's a bigger competition, and the lower down teams play with the WSL teams as well. So there's chances for upsets and for lower league teams to actually do quite well. So the FA Cup's like the biggest cup. Like that's the one that means the most. The League Cup's just, yeah, League Cup.
What is the Conti Cup?
That's
Continental
the League
Cup?
Cup. So
Okay.
it's usually who sponsors it. So I think the FA Cup is, maybe you might hear it being called, like, I think this year it's the Vitality Cup.
Mm,
So now
okay.
they have sponsors on top of these cups, so then they change it. It's the same as the men's game. They call the men's League Cup the Carborough Cup because Carborough sponsor it at the moment, right? So they get to put their name on the cup competition. So it confuses people, right? Because then it might be the Conti Cup for like 3 years, and then it might change. But it's essentially what they call the League Cup. Is the Conti Cup.
That makes sense, but
So
that
two
is confusing.
cups. Yeah, to 2 cups. One full season. And then if you qualify, so if you're first, second, and third, you'll then get to play in Champions League, right? If you qualify to continue to go in Champions League. So that's what they all play for.
Which is kind of like a hot topic right now because if the only WSL team in the Champions League right now is Chelsea, because Arsenal and Manchester City got beaten out when they were qualifying for Champions League. And the top 3 teams get to qualify for Champions League. But with today, Arsenal losing to Manchester United, Arsenal losing to West Ham, it brought the point difference between Manchester United and Arsenal closer together to where Arsenal might not be able to challenge for being in the Champions League next year if they fall to like 4th place in the league.
Yes, that's why it matters, exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's so competitive, the WSL, I guess. Chelsea have a game in hand, so they haven't played this weekend yet, or they're maybe playing tonight. I don't know when they're
They're
playing. Are they
playing
playing
I
right
now?
think
now.
they're
Playing
playing
now?
right now.
Mhm.
So they are already 3 points ahead of Arsenal. And so if they win tonight, they'll be 6 points ahead. So it means Arsenal needs someone to beat Chelsea twice, right?
To
Either be
finish in the
them,
top.
yeah, to start catching up and stuff. So
Hmm.
it's quite exciting. So it was a big loss for Arsenal because West Ham are so low, right? They're like second bottom. Is
They
that right?
were. Now they're
Yes.
ninth. Yeah.
Now they're ninth. Where's Aston
That sh-
Villa?
that shot them up. Aston Villa's 8th. Yeah.
Okay. That's okay.
Yeah. They shouldn't have. So over the weekend, lots of kind of weird upsets happened, or just like not expecting games. On Saturday, Aston Villa played Bristol City and they tied, which Aston Villa has kind of some really good talent. The first goal of the game was amazing. Jordan Nobbs had a banger from outside, right at the top of the box. It was beautiful. Her first goal in the WSL this season, but congratulations to her. They were winning most of the game, and then right at the end of the game, Bristol City was able to come back and put in one more goal to tie it 2-2 for that, which kind of stunk. I
Yeah, it was a
am,
stinger.
yeah. It was a good goal too. Yeah, I don't know.
And Bristol City just this is their first season in WSL. They're the promoted team this season,
Mhm.
right? So you always think that team is going to be easier, right? Might be I don't think there's any easy game anymore. Like the teams are all catching up, and which is a good thing because we don't want to predict it, right?
No. Well, I think I don't know, and I don't want to make people mad. Is that how Arsenal felt today going into the West Ham, thinking
Maybe.
that it might have been easier than it was? But West Ham like swarmed the ball pretty darn well. It was pretty darn fun to watch and see them do so well. They also had some really really good transfers over the transfer window that just ended at the end of January. So they brought in Katrina Gorey and Christy Mewis, and I think one other player that I can't remember right now to help improve their team. And I would say Gorey has been just like an engine for their team,
Yeah.
attacking in the midfield or defending in the midfield. Like today, she just took out a player in the box, just like ran into her, and it didn't get called. Which who'd she take out? She took out Lacoste, just body slammed her, and it didn't get called at all. She didn't even go for the ball. Like
Wow. I
it
did read
was.
there were some questionable calls.
There were two offsides calls that I was questioning. Other than that, it wasn't. It was definitely questionable, but yeah, yeah.
Those are hard, I think, to determine. But yeah, it's funny because sometimes in the WSL you get calls that it's like excessive, you know? Like, yeah,
Sorry.
Can you
Continue,
guys see
Trista.
him?
Yeah, I just saw him when he turned. I was like, there he is.
I
Hi.
don't know what he's doing.
he wants to be a part of the pod today. Love that for him.
He's
He's
just a
just
beauty.
actually Kylie. I know this is so off topic, but isn't that his room? Kind of.
Yeah, we call this Kip's room. If we're being too loud in any of the other rooms, he just comes in here and says, "F off, you guys. You guys are being too loud. Go to
Aw.
my room."
He's like, I'm gonna go to my room and be calm and chill because you're being a lot.
Yeah.
You're being
But
too
anyway,
much.
yeah. But
It's
yeah,
like
there's.
funny.
Oh, go ahead.
It's funny when we watch soccer games together and we're like cheering or something like that. He's like, "No, stop it!" And then he'll come into here. He'll be like, "That's too much. Too much
That was too
expected."
loud.
Yeah.
He's like, well, one time Kylie and I were watching soccer. Well, we were watching the World Cup, and we were watching a game at like
Yeah.
2. I don't know, maybe 4 in the morning or something. And it was the Australia. It wasn't it Australia that we were watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think. And when I think it was Sam Kerr's goal, maybe I don't know. It
Oh,
was one
against
of the
England.
goals. Yes, I think that's what it was. And when they
Mm.
That
scored,
was amazing.
yeah, Kylie and I had to do silent cheering because we
We
had
like
to.
jumped up and like
We were
hugged
like,
each other like silently.
That's amazing. I couldn't be able to do that.
and we were like quietly jumping around.
For Kit?
Yeah, no,
Christina. Yeah, I didn't want to
Oh,
wake
Christine.
her up.
Okay, that's right.
but I mean, I think Kip would prefer that. He's like, that should be the standard.
Yeah. He's probably like, why don't you
Silent
do that
cheering.
all the time?
Yeah. You are capable.
That was really funny though. Because we were so excited and so quiet at the same
Uh,
time. Yeah, but in the WSL, it's funny. I think especially with reffing, there's like a big controversy because sometimes calls will happen and we're like, that wasn't a call, or like that wasn't a card,
Mm.
or even maybe even a foul. And sometimes I think they're kind of intense with their with the cards. I don't know. It's like hard because sometimes nothing's called. It just seems kind of inconsistent, and it's also funny because the players get, you can see it all over their faces and their like how they act and stuff, and that I always laugh about the reactions of players because it's always funny to see.
Yeah. I think over here as well, so they brought it in this season. It's dissent, so you can't like argue with the referee, right? Like they're trying to make, because I think players are really like, compared to basketball as a sport, football players berate the referee and they're horrible to the referee, whereas in basketball, if you do that, right, you're like out of the game. Like, so I think they're trying to give out this whole new, like, if you say anything, you shout, you swear at a referee, then you're yellow carded.
Kind of like Lindsay Horan's red card. She used a bad language in the Champions League against Braun.
This
So they
week?
had to. No, this was before break,
Okay.
um, and
Yeah.
that's the only game that. No, now the second game, but at that time it was the only game that Lyon had tied anybody, or they didn't win essentially in the Champions League. Yeah. But so she got a red card in like the 60th minute, I think. So most of the second half they played without another person, and she was sat out the next game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, she talked about it on a Sam Lewis's pod, but like that it was like bogus and stuff. But
Bogus
also
red
this,
card, yeah.
yeah, and I mean, I think like
Did she
when I
get straight
rewatched
red for
it,
it?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
that's random. You're
for
supposed to just get yellow. She should
Yep.
have just got yellow. And then if you do it again the second time, you'll get a red, right? But
Totally agree. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and there part of it was like people were wondering if maybe the ref thought that she was cussing at the ref, but it didn't seem like it. She was just mostly like like upset type of a thing. And so it's kind
yeah.
of like a controversial red. But I do also think like it's probably really difficult to be a referee. Like,
Oh my
can you even
Oh,
gosh.
yeah.
imagine? And so in that regard, I do think that, like making it a little bit more, like respected in terms of they should
Yes.
be respected a little
Yes.
bit more. I do think that's important. And like kind of, creating more barriers and standards so that the refs have more respect during the game is, I think that's important. So I do think that makes sense. Because also, like, when has a ref ever been like taken away a call just because players were upset?
Right.
That doesn't
Exactly.
happen. That
It
doesn't
doesn't.
happen.
I remember, like, I was at a football game with my dad, and there was this guy there, and he was like, "Oh, you used to play football?" And I was like, "Yes." And he was like, "Oh, my daughter plays," and they're screaming out for good referees, right? The people that actually know the game because they played the game. And he's like, "You should become a referee." And I was like, "Why would I do that? I do not want to be like absolutely abused verbally every Saturday morning, over and over and over again, right?"
It's
Yeah,
like
that sounds awful.
verbally
So we're not making
abused.
it like people want to go into it, right?
No. Verbally abused, running like up and down the pitch and talking constantly on your like little mouthpiece to like the sideline and
Yeah.
the other refs throughout the game. Like
Maybe,
it sounds exhausting.
maybe Christina would like to be a referee because she likes it. She doesn't care which team wins.
She doesn't care which team wins. She's pretty decisive. She holds her
Neutral.
own.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
She wakes
okay.
up early.
She does do that, yes.
There you go. Sign her up. Actually, I
Yeah.
don't want her to be verbally
She'll
abused,
probably
but
get distracted if I'm going to be completely honest.
Uh, yeah, I don't
maybe.
know if that's gonna work.
Yeah. Uh,
But being a referee, I think, would be so hard. And so, in that regard, I don't know. And also, like, you want them to want to do the job, right? It kind of reminds me of teaching. It's like, don't
I
you
was
guys
just
want
going to
these
say,
people?
isn't it like teachers though?
Oof.
Like,
Yeah,
And we're not encouraging teachers, right? It's a difficult
Definitely
job. I
not.
don't think we pay them well enough, and they get a lot of crap every day. Just I can
From
say.
exactly.
everybody. And everyone thinks they can do it. Like, that's the worst thing about teaching is everyone thinks they can have a say in how teaching is done too, and they've never even done it. It drives me insane. Yeah.
Yeah, that's also
I
definitely a
certainly
thing.
couldn't teach people like standing up and leading a lesson. I would be like,
No. No.
"What are we doing today?" I don't know.
You know what? It's so
I'd be the
funny.
one that would bring
Teaching
the TV in.
teaching is one of the hardest things I've ever done, and it was hard every day for 7 years. But it was easily one of the hardest things I've ever done. So yeah, shout out to all
I was
educators
going to
out there. We
say,
really,
shout out to all the teachers and educators. It's a
yeah, we
tough
really,
job,
really
tough
have to.
gig.
So hard. And on top of that, shout out to all the refs.
All the
Oh,
refs.
yeah. All in the same. Yeah.
Yeah,
All in the
totally.
same.
Teachers and
Shout out
refs.
to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, your
So
job is
next
hard.
time they make a bad call, right? We shouldn't be shouting at the TV and getting
No.
frustrated. So, because
Also, you shouldn't be playing to where the refs can make that big of an impact on the game. They definitely can. They can like make some bad calls, but you should then also be putting away your chances, doing everything you can to where the game is not in the refs' hands.
yes,
That's a
absolutely.
really good point.
Yeah, that's what my mom always told me when I was in basketball. Like, so she's like, you should just not done. You should have just done better. Yeah, it's not your
Coming from the
fault.
Oh,
words of an educator.
Yeah, that's an educator
well,
right
there you
there.
go. There's an educator. Well, shout out to Kylie's mom. Kylie just needs to keep doing better.
Kylie already tells herself that every day. I
Yeah,
think
I
I
know. I
do.
was going to say no. You're already rocking it.
oh yes, absolutely. So funny. Okay. Oh, do we get to rate the kits now?
We can rate the kits. Yeah, I was also going to say we could maybe also introduce people to our favorite players on the teams, on some of the teams.
What if we choose the same people?
I don't think we will. I think we can. We have enough in our pockets to not choose the same people. But I will say one
Okay.
thing: if we want to talk about heights for people, today I was watching. Yeah, obviously the West Ham Arsenal game, and on it they started talking about Katrina Gorey, who just got transferred over there, right? And they're like talking about her height, and this is somebody who has always been interested in actually how tall they are, and they are one of my favorite players. Watching the Arsenal not the Arsenal documentary, the Australia documentary Matilda's on Disney, and like being introduced to her through Australia's national team, the World Cup, and then now that she's on West Ham, I've always just been amazed at how tenacious she is and super excited to see because her nickname is Minnie. So, how
Okay, Kylie, that is
tall
so
do you
funny
guys think
because
she is?
okay, I was also thinking of her
I
and
was
talking
Oh,
about her height.
I was gonna say her, but I knew you guys would pick her up because she's just. I think she's like in the news right now, right? Like she's just moved to West Ham and she's had some great games for them. And did you see her running over and jumping over the team and like falling?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
Yeah.
she's just been on the internet a lot. But how tall is she? Oh, we
No, okay,
need to
I'm gonna
guess, right?
guess.
Yeah, yeah.
I think she's exactly 5 foot.
Okay, okay.
5'1".
Ooh, Katie is the winner here. Yeah,
You
yeah.
want
I
to know
thought
what?
Five
I
one.
never win these.
It's just
hard luck.
arbitrary. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I think she's also maybe an underrated player. Like, she's not as like I don't know if she got nominated for like FIFA Pro or anything like that. I don't know what she gets
Mm.
nominated for, but I think she is a phenomenal athlete, soccer player. I am envious of how strong she is and looks. Like, she just seems awesome and like an awesome person to be
I
around.
wonder if it's because she played in the Norwegian league and it's just maybe lesser known.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Probably.
So
Lesser
maybe
known to
it's
us.
yeah, or just like even like
I think
FIFA don't
her.
cover it that much. You know, it's not really. So maybe when she's over here now, it'd be interesting if she starts to get more.
recognition.
recognition. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think her athleticism, like what you said, is really impressive. Like she's all over the place all the time for 90 plus minutes.
Yeah,
Like
she's what
it's
they call
truly
the box to
phenomenal.
box midfielder, right? Goes from the her own box to their box, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Just
It's so
fighting.
impressive.
Yeah. Do you want to, can I
Yeah.
pick, do you want me to do my player?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. How tall is Erin Cuthbert? She plays for Scotland in Chelsea, and she's also on the small side, I would say. Would you not say? Would you not think?
I wasn't
I
thinking she was. I was thinking she's on the average side, is what I was thinking.
Really? I always
So
think she looks a little tooty.
she is also one of my favorite players. She's a box to box midfielder, like always everywhere, tenacious as well. She's super fun to watch.
Yeah.
Karen Cuthbert is 5'5".
uh I 5'3".
Ooh, that's short.
She is
Yeah.
5'4", so you both win because you're between her.
Nice job. Okay.
I want to be
Wow.
right.
Oh, okay. You take
Okay,
nothing
we got to.
less.
Who
So
did you
yeah.
pick, Trista?
Okay, I picked Caitlin Ford.
Oof.
Oh, she's
And she
difficult.
She's one of my favorite players. She's from Australia. I mean, another one of the ones that came out with the documentary along with Katrina Gore of why I like her, but also she's really, I also athletic, really fun to watch, and
She's
also
fast.
yeah, and she does get recognition, but also I think she's just seriously one of the best players, like to watch and to observe. And also, she's really technical. And I think like if you watch her play
Yeah.
off the ball, watching her play off, and sometimes I think that's really interesting. It's just like watching a player what they do off the ball. Say, oh, that's one thing that I love watching about Lauren James, but her movement off the ball is also so smart. Like she's very, I think,
Yeah.
smart. But I think her height is kind of surprising. I really do.
Okay. So I'm going to go with 5'8".
Hmm.
Oh, that is surprising. I'm gonna go 5'5" again. Aaron Cuthbert size, yeah.
Okay, she's five
Ooh.
seven. She's 5'7".
Wow. That
And I
is
don't know why,
a
but
lie.
that's
Is she
taller.
5'7"? She's taller than me. What?
I I know.
Hi.
I don't know why I thought she was small than that. Not like small, but you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
five
you
seven, I was
just
like, oh,
I've
that's
always thought she
surprising.
was quite tall though.
Wow.
Yeah, she is. So anyway,
Yeah. There we go. That's the heights.
Wow.
yeah. And also love Caitlin Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. Do you have any other
Did
favorite
you
players that you
know?
guys want to give a call out to? Go ahead,
Well,
Trista.
another I'm just reading this off like the internet, but I didn't know this. She became the youngest Australian to play at a World Cup in 2011 at the age of 16.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, 16 years old.
Yeah.
Like what?
What a
Okay.
boss.
Anyone else you want to talk about?
Mm, there's just so many good players on all the teams to like talk about. Like you already talked about Lauren James being awesome to watch, and she plays for
I love
Chelsea.
I love watching Lauren James because she of what she does off the ball. It kind of reminds me of Messi. And people, that's a critique that Messi has is that he's like walking sometimes, or he's not like a gory. He's not running all
Yeah.
around all the time, but always calculated. And I think that Lauren James plays very similarly to that. Like very, very calculated. And somehow she's like always in the right place at the right time to make an impact, but she's also not like sprinting everywhere all the time. And sometimes it looks like maybe she's like not doing anything. And she gets a similar critique to that, but she is like in her mind, she's like calculating the next step, the next move. And it's so impressive because you can see that she's doing that when you're watching her play.
It's also like she looks like she's not doing much because she also makes everything look so effortless. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, it's so
Like she's
cool.
not
Even
even
her
trying,
shots.
right?
Yes. like her shots also, they're just like cannons off of her feet that
Yeah.
like rocket back into the back of the net. Amazing.
Yeah, or
With
even her
accuracy.
passes and a movement. Sometimes it doesn't look like she's like sprinting, but she like obviously is. She's being fast, but
Yeah.
yeah, she just makes things look effortless.
Amazing.
Yeah, and she's kind of a controversial player a little bit sometimes, but I love her.
She's still growing. She's young. She is awesome. Yeah. And she's going
She's
to
a
learn through
phenomenal player.
those
Yeah.
controversies. Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about McCabe?
Katie
Oh,
McCabe.
Katie McCabe.
I'd like
Irish.
to. She is Irish. Very good.
One thing that Kylie loved about Katie McCade is the goal that she scored in the World Cup.
I
Oh,
still
She
can't get over
yes.
that goal. Yeah.
Kylie loved that goal. I loved it too, but it especially struck a chord with Kylie, like how impressive it was. But one of the goals that I think probably I mean, yeah, that Ireland had, and it was so fun to watch. She scored a goal off of a corner kick, and she kicked the corner, and it like curved and went into the net, and it was phenomenal. It was a really nice goal. But Katie McCabe is also always all over the internet because of her facial expressions, and it's the best.
Talk about someone who chats with the ref a lot. That is Katie McCabe. She's
Yes.
yeah.
She's one to get into trouble, right? Yeah.
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 Katie Stewart, is there a pretty big rivalry between Scotland and Ireland as far as the teams go?
Not as big as like Scotland and England.
England? Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't know.
But but just because they're our neighbors, right? We still don't want them to be us. So
Obviously,
they're
yeah.
the
Like you guys want
Irish,
to
right?
win.
Yeah,
Oh.
absolutely, yeah. Yeah, it's
Okay.
like, yeah, we say funny things about the Irish, so, They're like, we always just say they're not that smart, right? Like, sorry
I
to all the
didn't.
Irish.
Yeah.
Which I find funny because when living in America, everybody says they're Irish. And I'm like, yeah, that's not really a proud thing to say. But I'm sure they say the same about us, right? Like,
We
diss your
can't.
neighbors.
I
We
cannot
cannot let my
confirm or deny
grandpa.
that.
We also cannot let my grandpa listen to this part of the podcast because I'm very Irish, actually. And my
There
grandpa
you go.
has an Irish themed bar, and my mom's maiden name is Ryan, like as in like Orion, like very Irish. So, and sometimes my grandpa will say something like characteristically, like I'll say something, he'll be like, "That's so Irish of you." Yeah, totally. So anyway, sorry, grandpa.
Yeah, sorry, Grandpa. Sorry. Sorry, not
Wow.
sorry. So yeah,
That's
yeah,
so
but
funny.
you should say I'm part Scottish. That's better to say. But they'll say the same, right? They'll say you don't want to be Scottish, so
We got to
Yeah,
get Katie McCabe on the podcast and ask her, what does she think of Scottish people? Yeah.
yeah,
that's the dream.
she will absolutely have stuff to say back to us. I guarantee it.
How tall do you think she is?
Katie McCabe?
Yeah.
5'3", I think.
I'm stuck on 5'5". She's 5'5".
Good job, Kylie. She's
Oh,
5'5".
she's 5'5".
Yep. And
Okay.
she tucks her
She
jersey
does. She's
in.
a tucker. She's a tucker.
Mhm.
Yeah, she looks smart doing it.
Her and Leah
Yep.
Williamson.
Love it.
Okay, we've talked a lot about Arsenal. We've talked a lot about Chelsea and West Ham. We are missing a little bit on Man City. Man City is an amazing team. They've got some powerhouse players in there. They've got also, unfortunately, one of their players tore their ACL, I think last week.
Yes.
Jill Roord, who also plays for Netherlands.
Yeah, that's sad.
Okay, this is the weirdest thing. The day she tears her ACL is the same day that Leah Williamson, who is coming back from an ACL injury, makes her debut. right?
Wow. Yeah.
Sam Kerr tears her ACL the same day Vivian Miedema scores her first goal back from her ACL injury in like winter training. Like, and there's one
That's
other
wild.
tear that happened. It's just
That's wild.
weird.
That's
Yeah.
so
That
sad
just shows
and
you like
weirdly
how
coincidental.
interlinked it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Uh, okay, back to
Heartbreaking.
Man City though. They've got also other powerhouses. They've got Alex
Lauren
Greenwood.
Hemp.
Lauren Hemp.
She scored a banger today, like a scorpion kick from behind her head into the goal. Pretty
Ooh.
cool. Mm-hmm.
I need to go watch that highlight.
Chloe Kelly, she scored today as well. She
Chloe
also
Kelly.
broke a record at the World Cup for the fastest PK kick at a World Cup. Speaking of this, between men and women, right?
Both men's and women's
Gosh.
men. Yeah. That was a rocket. Who else do
Oh
they
my
have in
gosh.
their team?
mm, it's a good team.
I rewatched Chloe Kelly's PK kick from the World Cup uh, probably so many times. I've seen that clip over and over and over again, and I love it every time.
She's got also like an iconic lead up to her PK kicks, where she like puts one leg up and then like hops
Yes.
forward.
Hops
It's
forward. Yeah. She's
iconic.
got a style. Yeah. I like it.
And Man
I
City
love
have
it.
the leading goal scorer for the WSL so far, Bunny Shaw. She can't stop scoring goals. I think she's got multiple games with hat tricks in them. Like she is crushing it this season. She's super fun to watch.
That is so
I think
cool.
Al-
I think she plays for the Jamaican national team. So
Alana Kennedy from Australia. You know, the tall
mm-hmm.
defender. She plays for Man City.
Yeah.
To be fair,
Mm.
they're one team that I don't actually like. I'm not super into like following. I don't know why.
Oh, I
I
like everyone on their team. Yeah.
I just never like. You know, I'm not that engaged with them. Laura Coombs, who plays for
Mm-hmm.
England, she plays for them.
Mary
Mary
Fowler.
Fowler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I just forget. Like, there's so many teams to keep up with, right? I love
Yeah.
Mary Fowler. I should be watching them more.
They're really fun and really good to watch. Yeah. Yeah. And it's also, again, Bunny Shaw. She is just on fire
Yeah,
lately. It's
Bunny
super cool.
Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
Guess how
See?
tall she is. Guess how tall Bunny
Bunny,
Shaw is. Yeah.
she's pretty tall.
5'10"?
5'8". I think she's an inch taller than Caitlin Ford.
Did you know she's 6 foot?
Whoa.
Cheers to you, Bunny. Way to grow. Yeah.
Way to go.
I had no idea. I just was kind of looking up some things and I saw how tall she was and I was like, "What? No way. That's crazy." So, cool.
All right. Let's do a kit compare, maybe just between Chelsea, Manchester City, and Arsenal. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Yes.
All right. I'll share my screen. We got to describe for the listeners what they look like, also. Right?
Okay.
Okay. It's like everybody switch to YouTube. Go.
Okay, so Chelsea, we've got a home kit that is just a brilliant royal blue with their nice. Also, Katie, I wanted to ask you, what is it with like all the lions everywhere in England? Is it just like normal for everybody to just enjoy them, or just in Europe in general? Like
What do you
lions
mean
are the
all the
thing.
lions?
Isn't this a
Oh, yeah,
lion?
you. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that is a lion. I mean, like, England is the lion, right? Wales is a dragon. Scotland is the unicorn. Oh.
That is probably one of the coolest facts. Yeah.
Yeah, so to say my passport was here. I have a new one. So it's just like that is our national animal. It's on our crest, right? So yeah, a lot of teams will have it. I don't know, like I think we looked it up, right? Netherlands also have a lion. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're really about them.
Yeah,
That's really
Okay.
on
interesting.
the crest.
Yes. So back to Chelsea. They've got a lion on their crest. They've got a brilliant blue jersey, classic, and then their advertisers across the chest. Their away kit is a pretty cool, like wavy mesh Gore-Tex pattern of blue on a darker navy blue pattern. Pretty.
I
That is
like
kind of
it.
cool. Yeah, it's like meshy. I like that vibe pattern.
Yeah. And then this, I'm a sucker for this color. Their third kit is like a
Oh,
mint color. It's probably definitely my favorite color. And then their emblem and then their advertisers on their chest. So out of those three, which one is your favorite? And then we can compare after that.
that's tricky.
Yeah.
I would go with just the
Um,
classic blue home kit.
Really?
Yeah.
Classic. Okay.
I agree with Katie. My favorite's the classic blue home
Gosh,
kit.
okay. Mine is the
Mint.
mint color one, but we have a 2-to-1 vote here, so the classic blue moves on.
Sorry, sorry, Kylie.
That's okay. Manchester City, I think, has boring jerseys except for their third kit, which is pretty epic. So their first kit, I'll let you describe it, Katie.
Oh. Okay, so it's looks quite shiny. It's a sky blue kit, but it looks like it's got panels to it. So some of them are just like a different shade of sky blue, with a V-neck collar, and it's like it looks like it's just a white V-neck kind of cuff there, and then there's nothing around the sleeve that distinguishes it. Like there's no cuff or anything. It's pretty plain, pretty blah. I don't like these kits so much. The away kit is plain white. That's right, I said plain white.
You heard it here,
then
folks. It's just plain white.
and then the collar, it's another V-neck, but it has like, it looks like it's got a bit more of a fancier collar, and it's like a, is it like a ruby? Yeah, like maroony color. It's a horrible color, to be fair. I wouldn't like that. And then their emblem and their sponsorship is in orange. That's an interesting one. And then their third kit is kind of cool. So it looks like a lightning bolt, and it looks like a, what color would you describe that? Like a bluey green color,
Yeah.
and it looks like it's on a black kit, and it's a round neck shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's got like, I would say that's like a fuchsia pink sponsorship and emblem
Yep.
crest.
And in their crest, they have
So
a boat. Why do they have a boat? Do you know why, Katie?
No idea.
we should look that up. Why?
I'm looking it up now. Someone what's your favorite, Kylie? This ding 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 ding.
My favorite one is definitely the the lightning bolt jersey. I think it's pretty shocking, if you will. Yeah.
That's my
Shocking.
favorite. That's my favorite too.
My
Imagine.
favorite is also the last one. Yeah, the lightning bolts.
Okay, that one
Kind
will
of
move on.
funky. Okay, so I looked it up, right? So it is a symbol of free trade. The idea is that we will have equality throughout the world because people will have the same rights to do business with each other. That's what the ship stands for.
On Manchester City's emblem. That is so like poetic of them.
Yeah, it's like a Manchester thing.
Wow.
I think. Yeah, I know.
Have you been
That's
to Manchester?
interesting.
I have. It's a great night out.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Did you feel like free trade in the air? Did you feel really relaxed?
Not one bit, no. But I went to a Manchester United game. It was good. Yeah, it's a good city. It's fun. It's northern. I like northern England. I mean, I like London, but northern England's got a different vibe. The people are more laid back, I think. I like northern England folks. It's a fun night out. Oh, and they're like big in the 90s. Do you know the Oasis, the band called Oasis?
Yes.
Wonderwall. Yeah.
They're from Manchester.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, tons of like 90s like rock bands are from Manchester. It was like a big grunge city. Yeah, they were like Manchester was the place to be in the 90s. There you
No wonder
go.
they're so
Cool.
fun on a night out. Yeah.
That's why it's good for a night out. Yeah.
Cool. All right, Trista, you have to describe the Arsenal jerseys.
Okay, so the first one, their home kit, it's what we're wearing right now. And courtesy of Katie, thank you so much. It's all red, and then it has a round neck, and the sleeves are white with a gold, like three stripes on it. I think it's really nice. It's really sharp. And then the sponsor is in white, and then the like Adidas mark and the emblem is in gold. And then the next kit we have is more of a V-neck. It's on white, but we've got like the swirly lines of like a light blue, and then we've got the same type of sleeve situation with the stripes, but it's in like a bright pink, and the sponsorship is also in pink, and then we've got the emblem and the uh, Adidas mark in more, I think like more of a darker blue. And then I also think a nice detail is around the sleeves at the bottom. Like the first kit also is in red, like at the bottom, and then in the in this one it's in white, which is nice. Um, the third kit is more of like a darker green blue color, and then the sleeves are like a navy type color, and then we've got those stripes in uh, like the same matching green. And then this was also a V-neck, and I kind of like the V-neck look. I think it's cool. So actually, I like all three of these kits. Um, and obviously, I like the one that we're repping right now. It's very classic. I think that's what's cool about it too. It's kind of iconic. And then um, I like the colors in the second one and the pattern. I think that's really nice. And that for sure is going to be my favorite. And it's, I think, my favorite out of all of the WSL kits in general. I just think it looks so awesome. And then the third one, I think, is also really nice. I think it looks nice.
Mhm.
I like all of them a lot, actually. Like Arsenal knows what's up.
Yeah, way compared to Manchester City. Yeah.
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 Definite.
So, which one's your favorite?
I like the middle one,
Mm-hmm.
the jazzy. But what I will say, like when I got these, I like the detail on the red, right? The little zigzaggy bits. I
Yeah.
never knew
That's
that
so
was there. So I was like, actually, this is actually better than what I thought because I was I'm not going to lie, I was like a bit bummed I couldn't get the middle one for us. And then I was like, I'll just resort to this one. But the middle one is cool because it just is quite feminine, I think.
Yeah, I love it because it's just like, it's a
And the
nice
men,
kit.
and that's not the men's away kit. So I like that they got their own kit from their makers
Hmm.
of three stripes from Germany.
My favorite is also the middle one. I like the pink blue, the colors. I love color. Yeah. So
We all align.
we all
mm-hmm.
align. Yeah. Your favorite out of all of them? Which one? Katie, go.
The middle one of Arsenal,
I'm gonna
Me
agree.
too. Me too.
Just on
It's
average, I
so
think
nice.
Arsenal just has better jerseys or kits. Sorry.
yeah.
Well, thank you all for listening so far. If you guys want to watch any of the WSL games, it's quite easy. If you download the FA Player app, you'll be able to see the matches on either Saturdays or Sundays, and then they've got those cup games that are throughout the week. Those are again on the FA Player app. Also, typically about 2 games a week are on Paramount Plus. So that's how you can watch and see these cool kits and see these awesome female athletes play each week. Thank you for listening to the podcast so far. Feel free to rate and review, and please subscribe and let us know what you think. Have a good day, guys.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.